Hello, hello, hello. It's Pride Month.
Happy Pride, happy Pride. It's Pride every week here. We always proud over here.
Yeah, y'all have more rainbow flags than American flags in San Francisco.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Speaking of Pride Month, did you see this Postmates commercial?
Yeah, oh, girl, the bottom friendly diet on Postmates. And then the S&M gear that they all had. You had the eggplant dressed up as a Dom top. Then you had the stone fruit that were the bottoms, peaches, nectarine.
Get me
I
off
mean,
the
there was
planet.
body positivity, there was inclusion. I mean, they were like, we are hitting all the marks.
It's I, I'm too cynical about it. Like corporations will milk as much as they can out of this month, and then like take all that shit down soon as July 1st hits. I will never forget. I was walking down Fifth Avenue past Azara. I was talking to my friend, and it was July 1st, and you can see the men outside stripping the rainbow flags off the store, like immediately.
It's another Christmas. It's like
Yeah.
gay Christmas.
Capitalism just ruins everything to me, though.
I mean, they're trying to with Juneteenth as well.
Oh my God. And I'm glad we stopped that shit. Like in Walmart, they had like some type of Juneteenth like
Ice
market
cream, the
stuff.
red velvet ice cream.
Yes, and someone did a deep dive, and the person that tried to trademark Juneteenth was a white person.
I am not surprised. And then they had those plates with the slogan, "It's the freedom for me."
Moving on. Speaking of like just ruining everything, Nick Cannon, because he's ruining a lot of
Children's lives.
yes. So he announced, well, this is what he first announced. He said that he gave up on his celibacy journey after his son's passing and suggests he may have more children on the way. I believe it's sex addiction. I believe it is a vanity project for him. I believe he's a narcissist. I believe he's a clown. We're too early in the video. I can't say what I want to say, but he is the corniest N word on the planet.
I feel bad for the kids because it's one thing, if you want to sleep around, but you ain't got to make a baby every time you do it. You don't have enough time to parent these kids, even if you can afford it.
Yeah, it's kind of sick to me. And the next clown is I forgot her name, but she's pregnant with his ninth child. Now that's if he doesn't have twins. So that means he has two women pregnant at the same time, because currently he has another woman pregnant with his eighth child. That is insane.
I'm losing track, and so is he. Monroe and Moroccan, I know Mariah is like, really? I went from Tommy Mottola to this? Come on, God, what the fuck did I do? What did I do for this?
I think Mariah more so wanted the kids than Nick Cannon. And he has good dick. I mean, you saw the picture.
Well, size don't mean it's good, but apparently it's good.
Hey, I mean, protection is good too. A home with a father in it is good.
I mean, he said, "Future, hold my beer."
Right. Fun fact, he's had 5 kids in 1 year. In 1 year.
That's a problem. That is a real problem. 5 kids in 1 year.
From different women. Yep. He's also like, he thinks it's a joke. He thinks it's cute. He thinks it's funny. So he did a little skit with cocktails with Ryan Reynolds, and he called the cocktail a vasectomy. He can have as many kids as he wants, but women can't be in control with their body.
And these women are giving it up. They like, hey, I mean, it's cheaper than going to a sperm donor, and at least you're getting some child support out of it.
I don't know. Like, is it?
These women are ready to raise these kids by themselves. They like, look, I got a sperm donor and a check, he's performing a public service at this point. I mean, if I wanted a child and I could get a child and a check and some celebrity dick, you know what? Sign me up.
They all look foolish to me though. I just can't get with it.
I mean, they're all laughing all the way to the bank. So we can look at them and, oh, you look real foolish in your mansion. You look real foolish with that 15, 20 grand a month. I don't know. I might be that kind of fool. If that's foolishness, you know what? Sign me up.
I just think he's doing it for the publicity. Like he knows that he's known for this now. And he's going to keep being talked about as long as he keeps getting women pregnant.
He's going to be talked about regardless. He still owns Wild 'N Out.
Oh, I hate that show. I think we talked about Nick Cannon enough. We're going to move on. Speaking of tired topics, Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, they broke up. They lasted a year.
It's Pride Month. Of course he broke up with her.
I mean, the contract probably only lasted a year.
18 months.
I mean, Lori Harvey, she only doing what men are doing.
But I'm wondering, what did she really get out of this bearding?
You think Michael B. Jordan is a beard for her?
No, I think she was a beard for him.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mixed it up. Yeah. I don't think he's gay. I mean, as much as I would love it.
Well, maybe not gay, but this definitely was like, I need a high profile relationship with a Black woman immediately. And Lori was like, I volunteer as tribute for $30,000 a month.
I can see that. Like he just wants a relationship with a Black woman in order to like, stay in the news. I mean, she's an influencer basically. They're both good looking.
Girl, that's exactly what this was. This was her influencer campaign of a lifetime. I was like, what skill set did she show off? She made him look straight and into Black women. All right, girl, I see you. You can sell shit to a toilet. Okay. She is a marketing genius, much like her succubus mother. All right.
Huh.
She was able to take Steve Harvey out of his $48 toupees and turn him into a cat daddy you would run into at the Zanzibar. I'm impressed with her.
Well, good luck to the couple. I'm sure they'll, bounce back. They can get anybody they want, honestly. Well, I guess we're talking about couples. Now, I don't know who Todd and Julie Chrisley are. I just noticed that white guy that, like, he's clearly a gay man that's married to a woman.
Yes.
And
he is like banana complexioned, and his wife looks like a poor woman's Nancy Grace.
I can totally see it. I was thinking a poor man's Dolly Parton.
Oh God, no.
No.
Oh, heavens to Murgatroyds, no. We can't, Dolly, oh my God, Dolly is up here.
You're right.
That heifer is way down here. There are several drag queens I will give looks like Dolly Parton long before we'd ever get to that heifer.
Maybe because I just haven't seen a picture of them. Wait, let me do a picture. Oh, I am so sorry, Miss Parton. I am so sorry. I'm looking at the picture now. I must have had a different white woman in my head.
Dolly is like, now how am I in it?
Yeah, this is definitely like Nancy Grace and that woman who played Sabrina's aunt on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened to her?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's working.
They got them white women of the 90s out. I mean, you never hear from them again. It's like a lot of people have resurgences. They gone. They are gone with the wind. I heard Meg Ryan was doing a movie. I'm like, ooh, Connie, why? I hope you got that Grinch face fixed.
You're right. Like a lot of white women of the 90s, like you don't see that much of them. Like even Julia Roberts, what was the last movie she was in?
She's been in something recently, but yeah, she said she's choosy about her work. No, the horse-faced girl just went out of fashion. People are
Anywho,
able to afford orthodontics now, so your look isn't in anymore, girl.
the topic at hand. This
And
couple.
she couldn't walk across the room. She had no grace. She had no poise. She had no style. She had no posture. I mean, always hunched over like this.
I'm not too familiar with her body of work. I mean, I know Pretty Woman, Philadelphia.
Sally Field was the star of Steel Magnolias. She was good in Sleeping with the Enemy.
There was My Best Friend's Wedding. That's one of my really favorite gay movies. John Malkovich, wasn't she in that?
I never saw that, but I love the Bjork song from it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it's crazy how we just went into that tangent when, the actual story at hand is about these two fraudsters. So they were found guilty on all counts of bank fraud and tax evasion. They were frauding for a pretty penny. Like, this wasn't no like 1 million, 2 million. This was like $30 million.
In fraudulent loans secured with fraudulent credit reports that the accountant helped them secure because Todd was stooping them. So because Todd was having a gay love affair with the accountant, but then ended it, the accountant said, I want that Chrisley cop, and told the IRS, and now they're all going to prison. Not jail, prison.
Wait, is his wife in on it too?
Yep. She is going up the river because he wouldn't put it up his butt.
Are they still together?
I mean, I think it's a united front at this point. Yet there's nowhere to go but to prison.
And I think they're facing serious jail time too.
20 to 30 years.
They better
federal time. Federal.
They better get the book thrown at them. Because, I mean, we giving Jen Shaw a hard time. I mean, I feel like this is even worse, I think, maybe.
Yes, because now they've been proven guilty. Jen Shaw has yet to go to trial, but she'll be there soon.
Yeah, so they've been doing this since 2007. They were also hiding millions of dollars that they made from their hit reality show. The clown came back to bite.
The fraud came back to bite.
Like, why would you go on a reality show if you have that type of skeleton in your closet?
Right. I mean, the second you saw Teresa go to jail, you two should have looked at each other and packed your shit. Gotten the fuck out of the country, hidden your money, assumed different names, different identities. I mean, Todd, your face is already a mess of plastic surgery. You just could have tried to take that, Play-Doh of a nose and turn it into a real one, and you would have been unrecognizable.
Wow, but I mean, he gonna be getting that in prison,
Nobody's gonna care about no old man flap in prison.
Don't drop the soap.
That tire don't have that much tread on it. They're looking for something younger, something firmer. His face is sliding off the skull. I don't want to look at the rest of it. Look at that face. You don't want to. It's the face of unpleasantness. You can tell all the theft has been eating away at him. That's why his face is so pitted.
But I thought he had a lot of Botox. It looked like he did.
There's a lot of Botox, but there's a lot of damage there too. The Botox is just keeping the damage in place. And then think about what that's going to look like when the Botox lets it fall, when the Botox isn't being there anymore because you're in prison. Ooh, you're going to age 10 years in 15 minutes. No, thank you. Remember how bad Andy looked when he had COVID because he wasn't getting his Botox? That rapid age. He looked real sickly.
Moving on. So speaking of actresses from the 90s, Neve Campbell, she announced that she will not be returning to the Scream sequel, Scream 6, that's coming out, because the money wasn't right. They didn't want to pay her. Pay her. Like, she was the franchise.
And is the franchise. Pay her. You don't have a movie without her. I ain't watching it. I ain't watching it. I ain't looking at it. It does not exist.
And the last movie was really good. I mean, she was kind of sort of in it, but still, like, pay her. Pay her. I mean, at least pay her and then kill her off if you don't want her in the next one.
You can't kill her off. You just have to keep paying her. Just pay her like they pay Jamie Lee Curtis. They've been paying her for damn near 30 years. You pay her. And I'm sure Jamie Lee was asleep through the last movie. And I'm sure she said 50% of all proceeds. You either give me 50% or you can get 100% of nothing. What's it gonna be?
She needs to talk to Jamie Lee Curtis because Jamie Lee Curtis is taken care of by Halloween. She's probably even the executive producer on it now.
Right.
And she's an actress from the 90s. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, she looked so old in the 90s too. Like she was on True Lies. Remember that movie?
Yes. Oh,
and that
Lord.
Striptease.
Jamie Lee has had that hard 40s since we were kids. Like Christine Baranski, they had that hard look when they was in their 20s.
And mind you, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way.
I love them both. I love them both. Incredibly talented. They've always been like 44 and like a Rob Dixon 44, that hard 40. I'm turning a soft 40. This is I can't believe it's 40.
You're saying Robin not aging well?
Robin Dixon? I mean, well, Karen Huger said that's a hard 40. So that's what Karen Huger said. I don't know if I'm saying it, but I'm definitely repeating what Karen Huger said about Rob at this year's reunion.
Maybe that's her white side. I mean, I don't know. But Neve Campbell said, sadly, I won't be making the next Scream film. As a woman, I have had to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise. It's been a very difficult decision to move on. To all my Scream fans, I love you. You've always been so incredibly supportive to me. I'm forever grateful to you. And this is the franchise has given me for over 25 years. Yep.
So she telling all her fans, look, I love y'all, but tell them to pay me.
Yeah, I think that's why she put that out, because social media, I mean, they be bullying these production studios. A really good example is, I'm sure you're not really familiar with the Sonic franchise, but when that first movie came out in the trailer, like he looked terrible. And a lot of people boycotted it.
I remember that. I remember they had to go back and like redo the movie a bit because nobody was looking at that. It was too scary. People were like, my kids ain't gonna see that. The nostalgia people were like, that ain't the Sonic we remember. And nobody was down for it. And they put it in like the second movie, they had like the Sonic make like a cameo, the ugly Sonic.
That was in Chip and Dale's Rescue Ranger, which is a really good movie, by the way. It's on Disney Plus. It's very nostalgic for you, for the people that used to watch the Disney Channel afternoon hour.
Oh yes, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, Gummy Bears, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, Bonkers. Oh God, Bonkers. Goof Troop,
yes. Oh.
Goof Troop was the blackest show on Disney till The Proud Family.
Yes.
That was the blueprint.
Wait, how did we get to Disney shows? Wait, what were we talking about?
Doesn't matter. I love people ask me, what did you talk about on the show? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, like after we like finish editing, I'd be forgetting. That's why I watch it back in the live chat.
It's like, oh yeah, we said
that. Do you want to get into the Married to Medicine trailer?
Yes. So finally, the show is coming back. It seems like they were gone for a year and a half. First, I want to talk about Cecil still spending $24,000 on Kids Force. I'm not getting over it. And I really hope that Simone finds it in her heart to bring it up this season. I hope that she takes it out of his ass, because I know that is part of why that marriage was falling apart, because how could you be married to someone that's stupid? I mean, really, like imagine waking up and going to sleep next to an idiot like that. I just have to wake up in the middle of the night. kids. But no, wake up. Wake up.
Well, what are your thoughts on the trailer at hand?
It was good.
I was surprised. Like, I think they're going to bring it. I think they have a really strong cast. We have some skirmishes, I think maybe 2 this season.
I am looking forward to a skirmish. I'm glad Quad is back and Quad is the star. It'll be good to see her and Hefferly get into it. Or are they friends?
I think they're friends. Contessa gets into it with Heavenly.
And Quad's trying to soften her image where now all of a sudden she's got I thought she adopted one kid. Then she's got another kid living with her, and now it's like, oh, you're the fun auntie now. You're following the Marlo plan. I see.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, yep, the Marlo plan.
They're like, we can't soften me up with a relationship, so we'll soften me up with some kids.
So we finally have a date. The date is, I believe, July 9th or 10th.
Okay.
And then the week before, we have the Ultimate Girls Trip, which looks like it's going to be really good. Like, all they were doing were fighting.
Especially in Dorinda's house. Oh, but I have to ask, we have to have a moment. I just realized something that's missing this summer. Pose.
Oh, yeah.
It's our first year without a new season, and damn, I wish maybe they had just taken a second year off and figured out how to keep the story going.
It went off in a very sour note. I mean, the finale was okay. It was a happy ending, but I mean, when's the last time you heard from Janet Mock? And that whole scandal.
I mean, MJ is doing very well.
Yeah.
Angela Ross is doing very well. Ain't nobody heard from Angel, I'll block you on Instagram, Curiel either. So I think he needs to focus on contacting his agent rather blocking me, because I ain't got no gigs for you, boo.
They both disappeared. And yeah, Janet Mock was like, she was cheating on her then husband with him. That was the tea.
And how do you cheat on him?
I don't know. I mean, when you get that much money, like, she got a whole lump sum from I think Netflix or something. Like, just imagine if you just have 5 million just deposited in your bank account at one time. You know, maybe she just got caught up.
Well, she should have gotten a Valium and calmed down.
Because fame changes people. I mean, all it does is just like maximize your personality.
At this age, like, Janet Mock ain't a kid. Like, and also she's no stranger. It's not like she became an overnight star. She had been kicking around and had been famous in our community for a moment. I just don't see her having that like Britney-esque meltdown.
I'll be honest, I didn't hear about Janet Mock until Pose.
Oh, I had heard about her back when she was working for Essence.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, but Married to Medicine. Were there any other moments that stood out to you in the trailer?
Contessa is still there and still with her man without an upper lip. And I don't have the energy or the strength to watch them play at their marriage for a plot line. I am at the point where I don't care if you're happy or not. Toya, if you don't pull your head entirely out of your ass this season when it comes to the other ladies, I will be fast forwarding you and ignoring you. I have no more patience. You are the most ignorant, educated person I have ever seen on the TV screen.
Well, I just hope Toya doesn't lose her husband because it looks like he's tired of her.
I'm tired of her. We are all tired, Toya. We are tired.
Well,
are you tired of Toya? She was just such a butt last year. Also, Jackie and Simone. I'm gonna need you two to go to a cabin in the Keys and get your click clack on, because I'm sick of you two arguing about the bullshit with Buffy. I'm tired of it. Buffy ain't even talking about it no more. I follow her on TikTok. She got a good TikTok. She's very entertaining.
Okay, I mean, I didn't even know that Jackie and Simone were still fighting.
Well, they didn't end it on the best note, because you know how they always fake it for the reunion and then act an ass when they ain't filming and then try to get back together. I can't watch y'all try to mend this friendship. I can't. It was enough watching Jackie go back to her ogre. It was enough watching Simone get browbeaten to her marriage with Curtis waste $24,000 Whitmore, or Cecil waste $24,000 Whitmore, whoever. I need something new.
I was like, who's Curtis?
Curtis is
Oh,
Jackie's cheater.
I forgot all about him.
And Jackie, really, that's what you're gonna stay with. I'd rather be alone than be with him.
I also have high hopes for Anila. Hopefully she brings it this season on her second one.
I have low hopes for them. I really don't feel like looking at them try to make the mama a star. We're seeing enough of that on Love and Marriage Huntsville with Wanda. You should tune in. It is some good bullshit, but I don't care about them. They're not interesting. Him whining that she spends too much money is not a plot line. Toya and Eugene already did that for 3 or 4 seasons. Something new, please. Something new. I want to see Daddy cheat on Heavenly. That's what I want to see. Just so that we could see that slimy, smug grin swiped off her face.
Or I want to see one of her sons come out so we can see how she really feels about the king.
Well, that oldest one ain't gonna come out. He gonna stay in the closet and take that to his grave. Just have a roommate.
He does give I have a roommate tea that I'm bringing over for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So let's move on to Atlanta. So you heard Carlos King's podcast when he
and I think it was because Kandi just got the clip. She didn't listen to the show in its entirety. It was taken out of context. Marlo was talking about putting the vibrating panties in was a bit too much. That for everybody was like, and then other people's men controlling your vagina stimulation, like that's a little eyes wide shut. I mean, consenting adults do what you do. We do not care. But that on a reality show where it's like Housewives and your kids is on this show, it's not jelly. It is too much. It's not a consistent message. You go into this play trying to, uplift Black men, but it's like, but make sure you're coochie tingling while you in there. It's like we can focus on one or the other. We're fine with bedroom candy and the dungeon. And maybe if you were going to a dungeon event, it would have made more sense. But still, the other husbands controlling the other women's vaginas, that also seemed a bit too much for people. That was that fine line where it's just like, maybe if it was just your man, but because if anybody could be doing some secret buzzing. And after Apollo threw Kenya in the pool, we've all seen that don't really go too well when you're playing with spouses.
Yes, I do agree with Marlo on that. But I think, she was putting 20 on 10 and she added on something else. And she said, like, instead of doing that, why couldn't you, like, teach us how to produce a play or something like that? Give back. And then she kind of exaggerated and say, oh, she never want to give back. I'm like, Kandi is the one that actually is the most humanitarian on the cast.
Absolutely.
So you need to go somewhere with that.
She actually runs real Black businesses that are open, dirty floors and all.
Yes, exactly. What I did agree with Marlo with is Kandi, no matter how much we love her, no matter how much, stuff that she does for everybody, she has been coasting on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, she will dip her toe into the mess and then dip her toe out and try to look at everyone else fight. No, like you are the highest paid person on here. So producers know that Marlo is not afraid of Kandi and she knows Kandi's butt and she knows how to activate her. And that is exactly what she did. We want to see Pillow Talk Kandi come back. We want to see Kandi check a bitch. Like Marlo is the antagonist. That's what she was hired for.
And somebody needs to antagonize Kandi. I couldn't agree with you more. She is coasting. She's not giving. It's also, Kandi, like we've watched your evolution. We've watched you go from singer to restaurateur. And you're still writing songs. You're still giving us legs and hips and body. Yeah. So it's like we love you. We really do. But I'm beginning to think this may need to be your last season, not your last show on Bravo. Always give us a 10-week, 12-week special every year, twice a year, hell. Stay with it, stay relevant. I just need, if you're gonna stay on Atlanta, you're gonna have to give us Pillow Talk Housewives. You're gonna have to give us something. And not just this, me and Todd ain't having sex like we used to. We have heard enough about your vagina to last a lifetime. We know you farted in Todd's mouth. We know that. We know what kind of vibrators you use. This is what Marlo meant. We know enough about your sex life. There is more to you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yes, I think we're tired of the Kandi is doing a new business, or Kandi's mom don't like Todd, or Todd and Kandi going at it. That was her plot lines for, I want to say, 4 seasons in a row. So, hey, if they have to bring Marlo in to shake shit up, might as well. So then, Kandi steps to the red carpet and someone like plays her, whatever Marlo said, and you can tell whenever Kandi is angry that her voice starts to shake.
And Sister Clara, I mean, that is some bullshit. What is she doing for the community? I actually set up businesses in my community and I hire Black people. I mean, when I was hosting a food drive, she was the one who actually said, I would show up. I mean, she always been piggybacking on my shit, but I don't do nothing for the community. Like that?
I'm going to try. And this is why I don't fuck with her. I don't, she get on my fucking nerves. Like, she's so fake as fuck. She sounds kind of like Boomhauer from King of the Hill a little bit, but just with her teeth clenched.
Oh my God.
Oh man, but she was mad. Like, I think because she really has helped Marlo, and I think because she thought that she helped Marlo, that Marlo would get off her back a little bit, but she should know Marlo only thinks of herself and will backstab her at any moment.
And it wasn't as deep when you listen to the whole interview. It wasn't that deep. It was, I'm on an interview, we being shady, we saying some stuff to have a kiki, rather than this is really how I feel about Kandi. It's like, she was just saying the vibrating panties were too much. Don't nobody want to see y'all flirting and squirting.
I think she took more offense to Kandi doesn't do shit for the community or something like that. I think that's what really hurt Kandi's feelings. Also, can we talk about Carlos King podcast? I was listening to Marlo, and that was a good episode. I'll give him that. But for him to be gassing Marlo up, because he's manipulative at the end of the day. He got exactly what he wanted out of Marlo by gassing her ass up and saying she was the best. And I've realized that he has his head up everybody's ass depending on who's the guest. So Marlo's the best thing about Housewives. What about what you said about Kenya in your top 10 list? What about Nene? So which is it?
He doesn't know how to kiss ass properly. And also for him to say, oh, this is Real Housewives of Marlo, everything is about Marlo. No, it's not. What show are you watching? We are on episode 5. It's about Drew. It's about Sanya. She by herself had a moment what? Auntie Marlo is still giving us glorified extras, still giving us friend of the show with fruit. And I'm fine with it. I mean, but her bringing these boys on to soften the image, it's, it's like, I'm happy you looking out for your aunt, for your sister's kids. I am happy for you, keep the family together. That is wonderful. It is not why we tune into the show. We yawn at your biological children. Kids are a garnishment on the show, not an entree.
Like when Sheree was on his show, like he was gassing her up. So it really just depends on who the guest is and then the best. Like
telling Sheree how fabulous she was when her son slept on an air mattress in an apartment in Atlanta back when the rent was $1,200 a month. Now you lived in Atlanta at the time. How much was rent down there?
Rent hasn't been that cheap since like I lived there in 2000. It's been a long time, since 2008, 2009 when I was living there.
That's probably when. And how much was rent?
My rent in Buckhead was $910 for a 1-bedroom.
Shit, I just want to move in a time machine then, hell.
That was crazy. And then I moved out.
Wait, so the rent was probably $1,200, maybe $1,500 for a 2-bedroom, and she still couldn't get her son a mattress? But you had an Aston Martin. But yet Carlos wants to say this woman is fabulous. Fabulous women's children don't sleep on air mattresses, not in apartments.
Sheree, you are fabulous, sweetie. You are fabulous. Marlo, you are that girl. You are that girl.
You could open his phone. You do it so well. You could open his phone. You could call the bank right now. This is Carlos King, and I need access to my account.
I need access to my account. Nene Leakes. I am the king of reality television. I am better than Andy Cohen, so that's why I copied his entire show.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, and speaking of
Nene Leakes,
she is at it again with her cryptic tweets. She says, "Isn't it amazing how one network person can have an issue with you and have every network not work with you? Let's talk about it. Hashtag discrimination, hashtag retaliation, hashtag blacklisted, hashtag blackball, hashtag not fair, hashtag do you see this shit?"
Nene, I don't think you understand. Your time is kind of came and went. You had your moment. You had your time in the sun. You stretched your 15 minutes down to 47. But it's time to move on. You didn't evolve. You are an aging reality star.
Isn't it amazing how one moose can have an issue with a network?
And can't get hired by any other? I mean, you couldn't go on down to WeTV. They took Phaedra in, made her a Braxton.
Yeah, hashtag bitter, hashtag self-saboteur.
Hashtag Zeus.
Hashtag dummy.
And also, you can't throw out these racist allegations when you don't really have a foot to stand on, because while you're saying this racist behavior was going on, you were benefiting from it and allowing it to go on by not saying anything. So when you were getting your check, the racism was A-okay. But now that it's not benefiting you, it's a problem. That doesn't jive with most. It don't jive with me.
Her and Crystal could have a lot to talk about.
Oh, they should have a show, Gaslighters. They should get them on the couch. Get them on the couch. They would give hilarious interview just trying to gaslight and get people to believe they bullshit. Because Crystal, I almost think production knew who you were and they said, let's have a minority get on here and embarrass herself.
Please create the theme song for the show Gaslighter.
You know, sleep is super important to your health, your well-being, your mental state. Sleep's the foundation of your day. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you about Ghostbed, who sponsors this show. We love their products, and we want to let you know about some of the best beds in the game. Ghostbed, which is made by Nature's Sleep, an industry leader in mattress making for the past 20 years. Their products include not just mattresses, but sheets, pillows, with cooling features for those of us who sleep warm, which a lot of us do. This mattress has been called the coolest bed in the world. With free and fast shipping, you can try it out for 101 nights, and it includes an industry-leading warranty for up to 25 years.
So this is what I received from Ghostbed, and it's the Ghostbed Ghost Pillow. I've been having some wonderful nights sleep on this. It is like sleeping on a cloud. It is really comfortable, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's quality and comfort at affordable prices. You can try it out for 101 nights, and if you don't like it, you can return it and get your money back, no hard feelings. It's also free shipping, and most orders ship within 24 hours. It's 0 down, 0% APR financing, and easy financing on a mattress starting at $35 a month. Yes, you can buy a mattress for like $35 a month. So to find your perfect mattress, check out ghostbed.com/roast. Right now, Ghostbed is offering our listeners 40% off Ghostbed bundles where you get a mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off site-wide. That is 30% off all mattresses plus 2 luxury pillows. Use promo code ROAST at ghostbed.com/roast. Hurry, take advantage of these savings. That's ghostbed.com/roast and use promo code ROAST. So we have a little bit more tea on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Phaedra went on the Wendy Williams show that was, hosted not by Wendy Williams. It was hosted by that white guy that's on Bravo a lot.
Oh, Michael Rappaport. I just call it the Chatterbox Hour. You never know who's hosting. Sometimes they got drag race judges up there. Sometimes it's Aunt Vivica and Carson Chrisley. I think I'm slated to do it next Wednesday. They just got some of anybody. I honestly don't know why the hell they did not have us on. They got everybody the hell else. We just as good as them.
Right. I mean, Fat Joe and Remy Ma? Really?
I can't believe they have a podcast.
They're just giving everybody podcasts these days.
Sure are.
No shade. So Michael Rappaport asked her about Kandi, and she said, I've seen her out, but Kandi's a great businesswoman, but that was 6 years ago. As you well know, I'm yachting in Dubai, so I'll leave the girls in Atlanta on the Titanic. I laughed at that. I thought that was really funny. She compared Atlanta to a sinking ship. I mean, it was in the beginning of filming. It's going pretty well though. The ratings are high. But yeah, that's why I want Phaedra back on the show, because her shade is effortless. And if she does really well on, I know. If she does really well on Ultimate Girls Trip, then I guarantee you she will be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta next season, because this may be Kandi's last, especially dealing with Marlo's ass.
I just don't know how your shade can be effortless when Cadillac Kimberly put effort into writing it. Shout out to her.
I mean, it's the execution of it. It don't matter. I'm sorry.
Okay, just because an actor can say a line doesn't mean they can write one.
Well, if we're going to try to hold Phaedra accountable for rehearsed reads, we need to do that for Nene too, because people write Nene's reads too.
I've never had a problem holding that moose's antler accountable, ever.
You can see Nene's notes when she slammed her computer down.
A lot of people actually thought I wrote some of Claudia Jordan's reads, which I did not.
She just saw your show and, copied it.
No, she did not.
Hey, I mean, you have your thoughts about Amanda Seals. I have my thoughts about Claudia Jordan.
Well, Claudia was always nice to me. She was never fake and phony.
That's a good point.
And she is funny. Like, she was on the radio with Jamie Foxx for years, so she can keep up with comedians.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. It's the low notes for me. I know what the low notes mean.
I guess we might as well just get into the topic. Amanda Seales is in the news again. And it's
Wait,
for
is she in the news because she's nominated for an Emmy for her work, for her comedy? Is that why?
no.
Has she been nominated for a BET award for her work, for her comedy, for her giving back in the Black community? Is she getting an NAACP award celebrating her work with the community or her artistry, her writing, her podcast? Are we celebrating her accomplishments in entertainment? Is that why she's in the news? Is it?
No, but her podcast is good.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
She is in the news because she had quite a lot to say for The Real, leaving her out of their farewell reel. Like they had all the hosts, including Garcelle and even Tamar, and they just left her out. And she had some words for it. She was pretty upset. And first she did like a little TikTok, and then she went on The Breakfast Club to talk about it. What do you think? Is it wrong? Like, I'll let you have the floor.
Girl, you were there for 6 months and then you bashed the show. So you can't be mad that they pulled an Andy Cohen when you say, keep my name out your mouth, and they say, okay, bet. You were there for 6 months. Everybody else on that show contributed for years. You weren't even a full season member. You were a tryout. You were a substitute teacher that stayed for a semester, but you didn't make the school year, boo. Still, years later, a +1, which means you don't get your name on the invitation. You're a coattail rider. You should be going along to get along, happy to be there.
How long was Garcelle on there, though?
At least she made it to the end. She was at the table hosting at the end.
Okay. As we know, Amanda had a lot of problems at The Real. She felt like she had to be silenced. She was talking about, I guess, too real of issues there. She had a problem with The Real being led by white people in executive roles.
Then don't take the job. If you don't like your boss, don't work for them. And you, Amanda, you have money, you have options. It ain't like, we telling this to people who going out to work regular jobs. You have options. You have your own podcast. You can tour. So you did not have to take this. And if you were interviewing, I'm guessing they were honkies that were interviewing you. I'm guessing it wasn't just you went there and it was all Black people and then they magically disappeared and it was an all-white staff the second you started. You knew what you were going into as a grown gray-ass heifer. We are the same age. Don't try that shit over here. If you didn't want it, you shouldn't have gone in there. That simple. Also, you knew what The Real was. They were not going to sit down and have these high-minded, fake woke conversations. They just weren't. They weren't like you like to have on your Instagram. They weren't doing it.
Well, she did make it clear that her critical energy was directed at leadership and not the show's talent.
That's why leadership left your ass out of the tribute.
Right. I really do think like the hosts have no say over what The Real does with their content.
None.
But my personal opinion is that even though like they had like a rocky end and she quit the show, I mean, Tamar, she still got like acknowledged,
Because Tamar was so much freaking drama because of Lonnie Love sneaking to get her fired. They had to put her in or they'd stir up all that shit again. And Amanda, you were again only there for like 6 months. I'm sure they've had other people that guest hosted probably as many episodes as you did, and they didn't include them, and they ain't out here whining.
But you got to admit, she did make a splash on the show.
The only thing I have to do is stay Black and die.
Well, I think they could have at least like just mentioned her or showed a picture of her or something. Like they completely cut her out.
I was gonna say they didn't have to. They clearly didn't, and they were able to make the whole episode without one mention of her. And that shows you just what she added. That was her splash, a splash of nothing, because she was controversy for controversy's sake. She wasn't bringing any real depth, any real meaning, any real wokeness. It was just performative. And it's all about, look at me.
She had some points on this show. The only thing I didn't rock with was when she called Jesse, what was it? Remember she said he was low-key brave or
low-key noble.
Noble,
low-key noble.
Yes, noble, yeah.
Or faking, you see, low-key
noble.
It's that type of thinking where it's just like, you know what? She needs a show called The Barbershop Podcast, where her and some other Hotep men can really elaborate on those types of thoughts, and we'll know where not to tune in. But somebody gonna listen to it. Somebody is out there nodding their head. You know, Jussie was low-key noble for that.
This must be some PTSD for her, because the last show she was on, I mean, they just left her for dead when she was at the door trying to get into the Black Emmy party. So now she's being left out again.
Who is the common denominator?
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate.
Maybe she needs to pick better friends.
You couldn't help it. You just could not help it.
I mean, this is the second show within a 3-year span where nobody's talking to you, nobody's mentioning you, nobody cares. And I'm sorry, one of them couldn't have mentioned during the tape, and not one host. I bet you they didn't even think about you.
She's a very polarizing figure, that Amanda. I mean, I feel like her heart's in the right place, but you know, you can't tell somebody like her that she's wrong, you know, and she can be very passionate about things. I'm not gonna call her abrasive, but she can be very passionate about something that can come off very rude to people, white and black.
And wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't take criticism that well. I do hope Amanda in her next project, I wish her well. I do think that she's the best when she just works for herself, when she's in charge of her own content, because she can't work for nobody else. It's just not gonna work. So she has a lot of tour dates coming up. She was actually in New York, I think a couple of days ago. You know, it'll be so awkward running into her. I just know one day I'm gonna run into her. And I'm gonna probably walk in the other direction, like if she's Brenda Priestley.
Well, you know the old motto, when you see crazy, cross the street.
I think she'll be very successful in the stand-up region, where she's just in charge of herself. She has a tour coming up, she's gonna be successful with that. But as far as being on the movie set or going on a show or being a part of a panel, she shouldn't do it. She just shouldn't do it.
I agree.
And we can't wait to hear what y'all think about it in the comments. You know, like I said, I think The Real should at least had a picture of her up. They didn't have to big up, her on the show, but at least just acknowledge that she was a host, technically.
I mean, every guest co-host was a host, technically. Were they all supposed to put a massive picture of everybody who didn't come through? Every guest, the key grip guy, the security man, the janitation service, the interns, where does the line stop?
I mean, I just remember when I was working for her, I was like, you would definitely be a good fit on the show, The Real. And just boy, how things turned out. Because I was so happy for her when she got on The Real, because I was just called it. You were great for it. But then, sometimes she could get into her own way. She's not the type that would eat shit for a role anymore. If something is wrong on set, she will say something about it. And if it causes her to get kicked off, so be it. And so be it this conversation. Moving on. Oh, but I want to just talk about this crazy situation that happened on Zeus. So, Bad Boys, it ended. It was 12 episodes. Thank God. Thank God. And if y'all want to see the rest of it, it's on my Patreon. I did all 12 episodes. Complete waste of my time, but I did it for y'all. So a season 2 is confirmed. So they're going to do Bad Boys Houston. But the thing is, Zeus sent a cease and desist to Christopher Milan, or Milan Christopher, whatever his name is. He tried to steal Zeus's idea and come up with his own Bad Boys in Atlanta. He was holding auditions. And when Zeus got word of it, they shut him down. He has no type of authority to hold such casting. He was with Moolah as well as Rio. And I don't think you looked at it long enough to know who Rio is. But they even put them on blast in their contracts. They can't even be in another reality show until next June.
Well, it's not like they were getting cast in one until next June, or even the June after that, or the June after that, or the June after that. Honestly, Zeus should say, and we dare you to find somebody else that will cast your sorry ass. I dare him. I double dog, triple dog dare you.
And then him and Natalie the Chin Nun, like they used to be cool, but Natalie's on Zeus' side. Like Milan is technically stealing creative property. Like Natalie created the show, and he just basically had the audacity.
Not Natalie didn't create shit. Natalie simply put penises where there were pussies. Hold the hell on. Hold the hell on. Natalie the Chin Nun didn't start shit. I don't know who created the Bad Girls Club. Now, Chinley may have waited out her contract where she could compete. She waited out her non-compete clause, but Bad Girls, Bad Boys, like all you have to do is rename the concept. Milan Christopher could just call it, the Bad Bussies of Atlanta, the Sorry Sissies of ATL.
Well, here's the thing with trademark. She just probably couldn't call it Bad Boys Club. That's why it's called Bad Boys LA. They definitely stopped Milan from the casting. Maybe he might still do it. It's supposed to be, I think this weekend or next weekend. I don't know, but it's just the audacity. Like he just tried to steal the idea and be like, oh, okay, well, we're going to start this show in Atlanta and put it on my production company.
Let him put out his TikTok videos. Nobody's watching. Who was the star on the Bad Boys Club Atlanta? Nobody. Other than the first Bops connecting on the first episode, we didn't give a shit. It didn't make a splash. Joseline's Cabaret is getting more press and promo. I'm not going to threaten somebody with legal action when they can't threaten themselves with achievement. What has Christopher Milan done successfully in the past decade we've known him?
I think his OnlyFans, maybe.
Okay, so his OnlyFans is not reality TV, so I'm going to let you sell your cervix for a quarter because that's the one thing you can do. But other than that, you don't threaten me. So I don't know why Zeus is threatening who he really going to get out here and make a program and put it on what platform? YouTube or TikTok? Because that's all he got. You actually have an app. So why are you worried when you have the subscribers and he doesn't? You really think he's just going to come and be this new upstart business that takes you over? Child, please.
Yeah, unfortunately, somebody posted some of his pictures from OnlyFans on Twitter. It looks like Duchess's lips.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't shop vintage, so I don't need to see anything that used or ran through.
Yeah, and I think he got some I don't want to say injections, but he definitely got some work done.
You've got to improve your business somehow, some way.
I think those are our hot topics for today.
All right, well, I'll see you sooner than Milan sees dignity.
And I'll see you sooner than Amanda Seales sees another talk show.